Hello folks and merry meet. I'm nipping on tonight to turn the cards that we laid out yesterday. Just before I do, somebody messaged me with a question about ghost hunting and asked me what I thought and had I ever done that and that sort of thing. Yes, I've been on ghost hunts, if that's, I don't like that term. I just can't find a better term for it. I spend a lot of time going to people's houses where strange things are happening and sorting that out for them, getting things to leave, explaining who's there and what they want. The majority of time, when you find things going on in a house, it usually means that somebody's trying to attract the attention of whoever's living there, and it's more likely to be grandma who wants to get a message across, or auntie, or something like that. It's not, as the Americans would have us believe, sorry if my American friends are watching this, it is not a demon. If you watch the shows, 90% of them reckon that everything's a demon. There's a demon lurking under every coffee table in America. No, there isn't. And it's the same here. It's just, as I say, somebody's granny who wants to pass a message on. And that's all usually. Sometimes it's a spirit that used to live there and they've popped back just briefly and then they disappear again. For example, when hubby and I moved into this flat, the lady whose flat it was before us, she had passed away from COVID, and as we were unpacking one day, she popped up and she said, "Who are you?" So I explained it was, "And what's that?" "You're not putting that out in my flat." She didn't like the skulls that we were putting out. We decorate with a few skulls here and there. "You're not putting that up in my flat." So I said, "Look, it's not your flat anymore." And then I was a bit flippant and I said, "You do know you're dead?" And she said, "Yes, I'm not stupid." So I said she could visit whenever she liked, but, and she popped in once more just to say hello, and then she went, and she hasn't been back since. So it's not demons, it's not anything caused by witches, because in America, if there's anything untoward, it's a witch, it's witches, again, rubbish. Or even though I'm biased, that's rubbish. The programs on TV, I don't like to disillusion you, but you probably already know this. They're fixed. They fake things. If a production company is paying you a lot of money to have things happen, you're going to make sure that things happen. And one of the easiest ways to find out or to realise whether a show is genuine or not is to see how much activity there is. We only watch 2 channels now on YouTube. One is called Amy's Crypt, and they're in Australia, and another one called Paranormal Quest. Those are the only 2 we bother with, and the only reason is because every time they have an investigation, if they don't catch very much evidence, they say, "Sorry folks that there wasn't much to see tonight, but that's how it goes." And that's the truth. That's how it goes. Some nights you can sit there and not a thing will happen. The minute you leave, things kick up again. So if you're watching these sort of things, please take it with a very large pinch of salt. I used to watch a lot of the channels on YouTube, and there was one channel, and I really, really liked it. And then I started thinking, hang on a minute, that's not right, that doesn't feel right. But how has he faked it? I had no idea about how you fake film. I hadn't a clue. And I started to watch a channel called The World of Mr. Grey. No, nothing to do with that Mr. Grey. He doesn't teach you how to handcuff somebody to your headboard. He teaches you, explains to you how people making videos on YouTube fake things. And he just happened to use the channel that I was particularly fond of as an example. And every single thing that he'd done that I'd thought, that's really good, but it doesn't seem right, he actually showed how he'd faked it. And that was it for me. I thought, right, okay, that's it. I'm not watching anymore. Andy has a bit more patience, thankfully. and he found the two channels that I've mentioned earlier, Amy's Crypt and Paranormal Quest, and we don't bother with anything else because, well, frankly, it's fixed. They're lying to you. All this nonsense about, oh, I've been scratched, but no, you haven't been scratched. You've scratched yourself, either purposely or you scratched yourself earlier and didn't realise it. Some of the things, like I said, that happen, good Lord, they're just absolutely ridiculous. So if you're watching all that sort of stuff, please take it with a pinch of salt. And then this person said, what's your best advice? What equipment should I buy? None. You only need two things. You can take as many REM pods, beepy things, the little handheld things that flash different. Waste of time, waste of money too. Take a good medium, somebody that you trust, and a camera. And that's it. Now you can, if you want, the handheld little recorders, voice recorders. Yes, take one of those or two of those, and they'll be useful. But there's no point going out and buying expensive cameras if all you want to do it for is a hobby, something, well, let's just go and have a look around this place, whatever. If you're going to get into it more seriously, then yes, possibly buy a better camera. But be prepared to pick up nothing at all, because 9 times out of 10 that will happen. So like I say, bear all that in mind. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but a lot of the things that you're seeing are actually fake. Sorry to tell you this, but they are. So let's get down to business. Let's turn the cards over. Now, if you pick card number 1, nice card, positive card. They've all been positive so far. Partnerships and alliances. Are you wanting to start a little business, but you need some help? Are you wanting to start something up and you need a helping hand financially? It can even sometimes mean a new relationship, but it's usually on a more formal footing, this card. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't struggle on your own. If you need help, ask somebody. Form a partnership. Ask for advice. Don't be thinking, well, I know everything about it. Why do I need advice? There'll be something that you don't know about. There'll be, ask for help. This is a year that you're going to progress and move forward. And don't let anybody put you off. Don't let anybody tell you that, well, that's a daft idea. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Well, you're not me, so I'm going to do it, is what you should say. Partnerships. You need help, ask for it. You might get help unexpectedly. And again, don't be afraid to ask for money, because you might just need finances. But and I have a funny feeling that this is working with your hands. And for some reason, I'm picking up, and this may happen occasionally, I'm picking up, so I can hear a sewing machine. So if anybody listening is thinking of starting some sort of a business to do with sewing, this first card holds advice for you. But as I say, don't be afraid to ask for help, for financial help, and don't be afraid to maybe take on a partner. Oh, nice. If you picked this card, lovely card, Prosperity. A new card number 2. Sorry, I'm getting dithery and Andy's whispering in the background. So if you can hear strange noises, it's Mr. Grinch. Great start to the year. Prosperity. Finances increasing. At last. Hallelujah. You've been worrying yourself silly over money, robbing Peter to pay Paul, and Peter's getting fed up of being robbed. No matter what you do, there isn't enough money. There just isn't enough money for things that you need. Things are going to improve. Keep hoping. Don't give up. Don't despair. And I know that's easy when you've 26 pence in your purse and your gas meter's about to go. Don't be afraid. Keep hoping. Things are going to improve. The new job will appear. Somebody owes you money and they're going to pay you back, which again, if somebody does owe you money, it's about time you knocked on the door and said, give me the cash. Things are going to get better. The card shows a tree putting down roots. Do you need some money because you want to move house? Do you want to move nearer to your family? Do you want to move nearer to a partner that you want to move it? All that sort of thing. This is the year. This is the year for good changes, for financial matters finally being, they'll be made easier. But don't give up. I know, as I said, it's easy, when you're worrying yourself silly. I've done it. I've paced the floor at night. You just get yourself worked up. Stay calm and ask Spirit for help. I'll explain why in a minute, but ask Spirit for help. Money's coming. It's on its way. Don't give up. Card number 3. Obstacles and challenges. This card always reminds me of the Indiana Jones film where he has to walk across the thing and he can't see it. But anyway, she's walking across a stone bridge, and yes, there's a gap, but don't be afraid of that. It's time to literally take a leap of faith. When you're faced with an obstacle, when things aren't going your way, don't have a hissy fit. Don't panic. Try to, take a deep breath, calm down, and think, how can I come at this from another angle? How can I get round this problem? Something may fall through. Maybe you want to rent a house. They change their mind. You can't rent that one. Well, don't give up. Look for another house in that area, and maybe the house you find will actually be better for you. Remember that everything that happens to us in life, even the horrible stuff, even the really crappy stuff, it all happens for a reason. All of it. It teaches us a lesson. It means that we meet somebody that we were really supposed to meet. Yes, you've got some hiccups to come. You really have. And I feel that somebody watching this is desperate to move house. But no matter what they do, nothing works out. There's never a house in that area, and the ones that are in that area are too expensive. Again, same message with this card. Don't give up hope. If you can't get what you want one way, find another way. The saying, think outside the box. It's not an expression I like, but it's true. Think of another way to get what you want. Look at every little thing, at every little detail. Do you really want to live there if you're looking for a move? Would you be better moving? You know what I mean? Everything. Maybe it's someone in your life that you don't want to be in your life anymore. Maybe it's a family member that needs to understand that, they need to stop telling you what to do because you're a grown-up now. If you're faced with a challenge, you're faced with an obstacle, take a deep breath. Don't stick your head in the sand. Don't turn around and run away. Ask Spirit for help. They will help you. They do hear you. Ask Spirit for help. And don't panic. Everything will be okay, but you've just got these few hiccups that you've got to overcome before you can move on and go on to bigger and better things. Now, explaining, people often say to me, I say all the time, ask Spirit. Ask Spirit to help you. And the answer I usually get is, Jill, these are dead people. How are they going to help? Spirit have helped me more times in my life than I can possibly tell you. If you ask for help, they will help you. They will. How can they help you? Okay, so let's just say the first part, you want to start in business. So you're downtown one day doing a bit of shopping and window shopping, and you'll bump into somebody. And they'll say, how are you? How are you doing? I don't know why I came this way today. I had no intention really of coming into town. Now you see, that was Spirit putting it into the head. Go downtown today. Why don't you go downtown today? Why don't you go look around the shops? And in the course of the conversation between you and that person, they might say, oh, I know, I keep thinking of going into, just working from home a little bit, but I need somebody to do such and such a thing. Bingo. And that such and such a thing is the thing that you're good at. That's how they can help. Another way, William Hill, the bookies, should have me on retainer. play the lottery. Now, you can play the National Lotto if you want, or the Euro Millions. More power to you. If you win, you heard it here first, don't forget. Irish Lottery. I cannot tell you how many times I have needed money desperately, and I've played the Irish Lottery, and numbers have come up with the amount of money that I needed, and that's happened times without number. Spirit, they've lived here, they understand what we go through down here. They want to help. They don't stop being your mum, your dad, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle. They don't stop. They want to genuinely help you. Now, you could say, well, how do they affect the lottery numbers? I don't know. When I get up there, I'll be sure to pop up and tell you. But they do. That's all I can tell you, is that they do. Ask Spirit for help. Okay? So, I hope all of that made sense. I'll be back later on in the week with some more cards, and I'll work out what days I'll be here, so it gets to be a regular thing. Thank you for listening. Please, would you take your time to just like the video, maybe even subscribe, and share the video on your Facebook, on Instagram, or wherever. Please take care, folks. Be happy and be nice to each other. Bye bye for now.